So today we're going to be doing the engine bay detail. Newer vehicles have a lot of plastics and dressings underneath the hood that covers a lot of the electronic connectors, components, anything electronics that you would worry about. Back in the day when you had to pop the hood and you wanted to clean it up to get it ready for a show or to go to the shop or for whatever reason that you would be cleaning up the underhood area of your vehicle for. Nowadays, it's a whole lot easier to clean those things. With my background being a mechanic, I feel a lot safer working under the underhood of a vehicle, as I did spend the better part of well over a decade being an auto and diesel mechanic. So I know where it's safe to spray water, not safe to spray water. I know that most of these connectors, if not all of these connectors underneath the hood, are weatherproof connectors that have a rubber seal installed around the opening of the connector. Generally, what I like to do during the beginning of every engine bay detail is generally inspect to make sure I see no frayed wire, no cracked open tubing that the wire runs through, no half connected connectors, nothing that will cause any type of electrical issues. Generally, after you complete that inspection and verification process to make sure that it is safe for you to continue with the engine bay detail, the next thing that you'll want to go ahead and do is you want to rinse the engine bay to knock down that initial layer of dust from you riding around that is generally settled on top of all of the plastics, engine covers, battery covers, airbox cover, fuse box cover, and all of the various reservoirs that's located under the hood. Once you rinse it down, then you can go ahead and you can pre-treat with, I like to use either brake buster, which I keep inside this container, or an all-purpose cleaner that works. Once I've pre-treated and scrubbed all of the plastics and areas that I plan on cleaning during this basic engine detail, I go ahead and I rinse it down using filtered water, do a low pressure, non-direct rinse, especially if you don't have all of these plastics. You want to try to be as minimally direct as possible as you can. So generally I like to keep a far angle away from the engine bay when I'm spraying, so that all you're doing is just sweeping water across the surface and pushing the water and soap off of the surface, as opposed to blasting water into a harness or some exposed electrical component underneath the hood. Got it all rinsed down to satisfaction. A lot of people usually let the hood down, start the car up, and let the engine run for 10 to 15 minutes so that they can get hot and evaporate those waters off of it. I use a heated, filtered, high-power air blower to blow all of the water out, the cracks, crevices, and everything, so that I can get a more complete dry, and I know that there's no stagnant pools of water sitting anywhere on the vehicle before I start up the engine. Once I got it all blown dry, I then follow behind it with my engine bay dressing, spray everything down in the engine, and then re-blow dry it again, because that blows all of the engine dressing into all of the cracks and crevices, and then follow behind with the towel to wipe down the excess areas where it was kind of built up and was more product than needed in that area. Great procedure to take care of if you're looking for a leak or you're trying to find out where a leak is. You can complete this procedure with a little bit more in-depth tools and a little bit more time spent cleaning the areas where you feel like the leak is coming from. These engine bay details allow you to knock that layer of dirt, grease, dust, and grime and things like that off the engine bay, so that you can start to begin to trace for a leak if you do fear that something like that is going on with your vehicle. Well, I really appreciate you guys for tuning into this video. Once again, I really appreciate all of you guys who do tune in and support every video that we've been putting out. It's been a learning experience. I really enjoy putting out this content and helping out, as this gives me a way to give back to you guys who come and support me, who have been here since day one, the beginning of all of this stuff where we started at. So Once again, welcome to the Art of Detailing, and I appreciate each and every single last one of y'all for following. I'm Louis Fair, the owner, and thank you. You have a good one.